In the beginning of the episode, we hear Excel's voice in the introduction. He says that when Hapuna entered the market, it created a huge commotion, even in prison. The prices suddenly skyrocketed, and it was very difficult to get that medicine. Even someone like him, who had never used drugs, thought of trying it just once, thinking there wouldn't be any harm. Immediately after taking it, he started banging his head against the wall. He was in severe pain, but the medicine didn't affect him at all. It is said that whether you take 1 or 10, it turns into poison inside your body, there's no way to escape it. That's why they're all looking for that old man, Skinner. And if Excel dies before finding him, he swears he'll punch him right in the face when they meet in hell. Then we see a scene of a building where an old man receives a notification on his phone. He has dark circles under his eyes, indicating he hasn't been sleeping well. He sees a strange photo on his phone, which he immediately throws away, and the phone breaks. Next, we see a base scene. They had hacked Dr. 99's data and the Delta Medicinal records. Through that, they learned that Delta Medicinal already knew the medicine was dangerous. This implies they had already conducted clinical trials. In short, they were aware of Hapuna's real potential from the beginning. They also discover an image of an eye, which looks bizarre and confusing. They're checking the company's server, and Elena finds that every week, some audio files are uploaded to SoundCloud. When they play the sound, it turns out to be just a weird noise, not even music. Duck asks if it's possible to convert the sound file into an image format. As soon as they do, they see all the clinical trials visualized. Seeing this, their boss, sorry, I forgot the name, realizes this is official data from O. They head to the building. But security is extremely tight. Neither can Leland send in a drone, nor is there any place to jump onto the building. Even the underground parking is separate from the main building, so that route is blocked too. Their only option is to jump from above, basically skydiving onto the rooftop, but who will do it? Obviously, they decide to wait until night to plan calmly. But Excel slips away quietly and enters the building. Once inside, the guards become alert and start tracking him. As Excel approaches the lift, the guards surround him, and a fight breaks out inside the elevator. Excel starts using his parkour skills. Though there are 5 or 6 guards, basically a Captain America type fight, Excel manages to handle them. There's also a girl, but in the end, Excel wins and reaches the top floor. Here we see that same old man from the beginning of the episode. He's sitting there high or intoxicated. Excel comes from behind and presses his phone to the man's head like a gun, asking if he can shut down the entire security system. The man says no at first, but eventually, he disables it. He asks Excel who he is. Excel shows him all the clinical trial reports and asks where he got them. Just then, the rest of the team appears via video call, and Duck explains that this is the same data that the man had been uploading online. The man asks what they want, money. Excel then asks about Skinner. The old man says they don't even know where he is. He never shared his location or any means of contact. They've only been transmitting data this way. They ask him whether he knew the medicine would become this dangerous. The man says no, if they had known, they would have stopped it. Before human trials, they had tested it on monkeys, and the first monkey died just a few days ago. Strange star-shaped patterns, like galaxies, had formed in its eyes before death. It was a horrifying way to die. They ask if his company can create an antidote. The man says all their investment is already focused on it, but their research team hasn't had any luck. That man, Skinner, is like a devil. Excel replies, so if someone tries to capture Skinner, they'll be like angels. He says he's tired of chasing Skinner and suggests luring him out. They make a plan. Delta Medicinal will hold an emergency press conference claiming they've found a cure for Hapuna. They'll announce they've made the antidote. But it's fake news designed to scare Skinner into revealing himself to verify the information. With no other options, they move ahead with the plan. They set up security all over the building and even prepare a fake antidote, which is just saline solution. Each vial has a tiny GPS microchip inside, so even if someone tries to steal it, they'll be able to track them. Okay, so the press conference is about to begin. Besides that, there are 50 security guards present here whose backgrounds have been thoroughly checked. They have no connection whatsoever with Dr. Schuyler. So everything here is safe, the security is very tight. Even the information that the antidote is fake is obviously part of the internal network. So if the guy manages to hack the internal network, he'll find out that we're fooling him. That's where Elena comes in. She explains that the network is divided into two parts, a core network and a basic network. If he hacks into the core network, he'll know that the medicine and the antidote are fake. But the core network is very heavily guarded and difficult to hack. Even signals don't easily reach there. Some people believe that because of these difficulties, the hacker might give up. But Elena says, hackers don't work like that. In fact, this will only motivate him more to hack it. The press conference is almost starting, and a lot of people have arrived from outside. They're continuously monitoring reports about who each person is. There's a fat man behaving suspiciously, and they decide to find more info about him. He turns out to be a professor and a former colleague of Dr. Schuyler. Doug begins to follow him. Now, Ahmed is the CEO of the company. They discuss whether what they are doing is right or not. The CEO says he hasn't had a peaceful sleep in a long time, but last night he slept well because he realized that he's standing up against evil. He begins his speech, saying that their company has found the antidote. Everyone is prepared and waiting, but suddenly, one person gets up and walks toward the bathroom. Some people follow him. At the same time, a cyber attack starts on the server. It's coming from the Arctic. But that's obviously a fake location. Suddenly the power goes out, and the conference stops. People are sent to check the power source and the guy who went to the bathroom. Axel finds out that the guy is just a regular person. The power source is also fine, Leland checks it. Then they see someone inject himself with a shot and says, "Now I'll live, I won't die." They catch him, assuming he's just someone who doesn't want to die. They interrogate him, but obviously, he doesn't know anything. He's told that what he injected is just saline solution, nothing else. Elena realizes that the hacker must be inside the building. They try to find the hacker but don't succeed. Then it's revealed that a girl is the hacker. She is hacking into the system and causing overloads throughout the building. She even turns on the heater in the network room, increasing the already hot temperature, forcing the staff to evacuate. Elena is confused, the core has been hacked. She can't figure out what's going on. Then she realizes that the system has been hacked from 50 different locations in 50 different ways. That means it's happening through the radios of the 50 security guards. Apparently, they were recently ordered to replace their old radios with new ones. That was the plan from the beginning. Elena starts thinking. As the core network is getting hacked, she launches her Silver Bullet application, which helps pinpoint the location of Popcorn Wizard, the hacker. They finally find the location in Islamabad, Pakistan, at the stock exchange. They contact the local police and obviously, the police arrive. It's shown that the hacker is actually near that location, sitting inside a van. She starts moving the van. Elena realizes that it's not 50 different people but rather a strong signal being used. Popcorn finally gets the antidote, but when she opens it, it's empty. Of course, it's fake. She says, not bad at all, and throws her laptop away. Elena says that the hacker must have set up a mobile base right near the stock exchange just to confuse them. Everyone there is frustrated. Then Elena gets a call from Popcorn Wizard. She says, not bad, really fun. I didn't expect you to take me to this extent. By the way, Johnny Rotten is my hero. Goodbye. She hangs up. Now, I don't know who Johnny Rotten is, but both of them smile. They're hackers. What's next, I don't know. There are 21 days left until the first victim dies. So this episode ends here. The next episode will come next week. If you liked the video, do like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.